Nerf Clan, it's Rene, and welcome back to the channel. We got some great replays today for you. First by Muttley here in the IS-4 in Normandy. We got Lance with his T62, and then Rene with his FV215B. So 3 tier 10 masteries, all 3, and terrific games. Let's jump into this. So Muttley, I believe, just got this thing relatively recently. I'm not even sure the tank equipment was fully maxed, but he is going to show us what the best heavy in the game, the IS-4, can do. Although I will say I am in love with my mouse, or moose, as I had heard someone recently call it. But Muttley right away pushes to the ACAP. ACAP is good to go to when there are people there and your teammates are going there. So Muttley is doing what the IS-4 was designed to do, which is get in the front of enemies, shoot them in the face, and do not take in bounds. And so far so good there. The enemies are split, as you can see here. They've already cleared one tank and they're working on this Progetto. The enemies do already have C and D capped, which is never fun, but Muttley is quickly going to change that by capping A. You can see the enemy team on the mini-map are kind of sort of encircling Muttley's team, but Muttley's team is kind of in a good formation there, especially given the hills and cover, that they can repulse that attack quite easily. And then the other thing that's going on there, they have let Muttley slip behind enemy lines here, which is a really bad idea to let an IS-4 slither up there. Now that 121B is not ideal for a IS-4, especially if he knows what he's doing because of the DPM, but this guy here also didn't know what he was doing, and he also ran into Muttley's fellow in the Sheridan, who they make quick work of this guy. He's also focusing a Sheridan who has the ability to run away. I would have snuck a shot into the IS-4, which is a relatively low DPM. But Muttley sticks one in his engine, lights him on fire, and sends him down the hill. Muttley's already at 2,500 DPM, or damage, not DPM, 2,500 damage. It's a 4-on-4 here, but I think there's some really good lessons to be learned at playing Normandy in this way. First of all, the T92E1 is almost dead on their team, and then this idiot Badger here, he never even turned around when you know, that 121B attacked Muttley. Now Muttley realizes that Kronwagen is full health and looking at him, so he backs up to clear the Badger. That is a smart move. Only shows the turret there. That Kronwagen would need a hell of a lot of RNG to get a shot into the turret of an IS-4 from the front, even from the side. So Muttley correctly positions the tank, pounds him, and he's going to shoot him here again. One thing I love to notice, you know, for those of you who don't have the IS-4 or don't play it enough or whatever, you know, I mean, the IS-4's cannon really is tight. I mean, you saw that shot. That was like a 50-yarder. But, you know, it's such a difference maker when you're trying to shoot enemies, which is generally a point of the game. Compared to the IS-7s, it's just such a better cannon to get things done. There's a terrific bounce from the E100. I'm not even sure what that bounce came from, but that is what the IS-4 is designed for. The side armor is not officially as wide, but my God, does this thing just bounce shit. It's just incredible. And there is, again, a good example of the cannon. Lower plate of the E100, easy to find. You could also shoot heat at the cheeks of the E100 very, very nicely. One of my favorite things to do. Muttley should have thrown heat on right there. You could have got a shot off and not had been distracted by your idiot E100. Nonetheless, the Muttley's teammates are capping, so they already flipped all the caps as well. It's a 4-on-1 now. Muttley's already at 6,057 damage with that shot into the side of the E100, tracking him. And he is on the way here for a glorious mastery. Nice shot there, low roll, but should have been another frag. But nonetheless, it did not matter. Well done, Muttley. I believe your first mastery of the tank, 6438 damage, 3 kills. Nice base XP as well. Congratulations on a great game and a terrific tank. So we now have Lance in a T62A. He is with Proximal in Hellas, still one of the newest maps in World of Tanks Blitz. Apologizing for leaving the pause bar down there. I've been playing with Lance recently, and I will just tell you, Lance is one hell of a player. He's a great medium player, fun to play with. We've been having our late night for him, I think, platoons, and winning easily 80%. Been a lot of fun. Lance is over here going to Cap C of Hellas. You can see B is capped by his team, who are all at C. Now, I find this a very, I guess, aggressive or risky move by Lance. I did this last night a couple of times, and I told him to be careful. Because he's here relatively alone. If the other team would have pushed C, which is something I sometimes encourage teams to do, you could get wrecked. He and his playmate here. But they, however, did not have that impact, and they only had a 2-on-2 there, which means that it's a 5-on-5 at the B cap. And you can see, while no one has been killed, looks okay so far. So this 30B Ram is attacking a T62A. If you're in a T62A and a 30B attacks you, watch this. I mean, Lance demonstrates why you should never ever do this, although he does get a ricochet on that shot. The 30B is a good tank. I actually really like this thing, and it's better armored than expected. But against a T62, you have a DPM difference that's meaningful, and then the biggest difference is you have this ridiculous turret, awesome turret, the T62. Lance just gets rid of both of them, even though he had a nub in his T54 there, who of course proceeds to get in his way and annoy him. But Lance quickly dispatches both of them, and he is already at 2100 damage here. Now the enemy team is still there, all 5 are there. Lance's team has lost 1, and one thing I would have thought of, and Lance probably did, is he knows the T54 and his team's a moron. It's a question here, it's like, how many morons do I have on my team? Now, good news is, they went to C, they got C capped, and Lance is doing this nice flank at Hellas. I find this to be a very difficult maneuver. When you're in a medium flanking the heavies that are at A and B in this map, I mess this up a lot. I mess it up because I overpush. I mess it up because I run too fast. And you see how Lance is just being patient, letting his team do their work, although it's now 4-on-4. Maybe Lance was being a tad more patient than expected. I'm kidding. But he wants to get this WZ-112 out because that tank has got just nasty alpha. And, oh, I'm sorry, it's the 113. I actually love that tank. I got the little fish on the side. I got a little lucky camo. Anyway, Lance is just pounding the shit out of it. And he's also using the turret, although Lance, I would say, you got cheeks, bro. In that 113 is going to eat him apart. And E3 just misses a shot. Ooh, that could have changed the outcome of this game, but he missed it. And what Lance is doing that's just absolutely crucial here is he distracted everybody. Now, I don't know if you didn't notice, I didn't the first time I watched this. It's actually a 1-on-3. Lance had a lot of morons. He takes another hit, and he is down to 59 hit points, and it's a 1-on-2. I don't see the other player on this team. I don't, you know, he just wasn't there. And Lance got very fortunate here that 113 FT has a terrible gun traverse without moving. I don't even know what the angles are. And that is it. Lance actually manages to have a Kolobanov, 5,050 damage. Terrific mastery there. Terrific game. Terrific flank, I would add. All right, winner Manalovka. We are watching Ramboissimo, which is Rene. Rene is in the very, very challenging, high skill cap, awesome tank of the FB215B. We have posted some replays here by Gent that I actually have watched 3 or 4 times to kind of try to get a hold of this unique and highly capable tank. Rene also seems to have figured this out. And I think, by the way, the lag that you're seeing here is, again, I believe what Wargaming is doing, although I haven't verified this, is they're actually showing the game in the way it was shown by the player, and Rene plays with very high ping, and so I think that some of the lag you'll see here is that. So Rene takes a kind of the aggressive position here, using the side gun depression of the FB215B, and also getting above the traditional C cap to unleash hell this tank can do. This tank has a terrific cannon, as you can see. Just absolutely terrific cannon. The problem is if you're trading shots, which Rene's not, he wasn't taking any shots from that idiot in the E100. You can't trade with this tank in an E100 because it's going to HE you. Then high explosives is going to do all kinds of damage. So Rene, and as you notice, his team is just kind of lined up there, watching him, It's almost like he's in a tournament, and they're waiting for him to die, so then they go do their turn. Really high intelligence here. But nonetheless, it's a 7-on-2, so at least whatever Rene's doing is working. And he's already at 2,000 damage. You see how quickly this tank can do it. This tank has great DPM, great mobility, and a terrific accurate cannon, especially for a heavy. So, you know, what I think, when I think of this tank, I really think it's a fantastic medium. You know, I know it's a heavy officially, but I play it like a medium. And Rene's playing it like a heavy here, but I would say it's a heavy medium. You know, he's being aggressive, he's going front line. But he's also not being a lunatic and just, you know, being true Rambo and just ramming everybody and attacking, because he would get deleted by doing that. The armor for this tank is just not great. If they ever buff the armor on it, oh my god, what you'd have here. But that's why it's a high skill cap, because if you know your positions and you know where to be and how to use the tank, you can cause massive damage. Rene's at 3,400 damage. He finds himself a Jagdpanzer and takes a couple of shots in him. I think this guy has the try-hard camo, so he's probably a good player. Rene pops another one in his ass, and then watch this stupid Sheridan gets behind him. I understand what the Sheridan was doing, but a Sheridan is so light that you actually can just get pushed anywhere being behind a Jagdpanzer, and he actually gets sort of screws Rene's move up because Rene could have gotten behind it, but you know, no big deal. Rene finds a way. 4,000 damage at this point. It's a 4-on-2. It certainly doesn't seem like this battle is going anywhere but Rene's. And you don't see their other player. They do have a medium somewhere that Rene will get to later. So Rene goes to take on the IS-7, who is distracted and trying to shoot one of his teammates. Easily, Rene can go on the side. You can see in the DPM is great there. Hits the spaced armor of the IS-7. That happens and protects his kill like a mother bear protecting her cub to ensure that he's going to get that. Now this annoying ass medium left here is just, of course, shooting the shit out of Rene. I guess it's a leopard, I forgot. And this is when you get to actually have a lot of fun with this tank because, oh, this tank against a leopard is just fun. Obviously, the leopard's got the best DPM in the game at like 3,600, but the FV215B with, when you load Hesh and you start shooting Hesh against the Leopard 1, your DPM, I don't even know what it is off the top of my head, but it's ridiculous. And then you got armor on top of it, which the Leopard doesn't have. So there's Rene actually shooting AP. Rene, hit him with Hesh, man. Hesh the shit out of him. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Actually, it's a smart move to shoot AP there. You're probably going to hit his tracks or something with Hesh. So Rene is just, shooting him, miss unfortunately, but the other thing this tank has, as Rene is demonstrating here, is it does have the crack speed, the great extra speed consumable, which really makes this tank faster than fuck. I mean, it is just ridiculous speed for a heavy tank, or even a heavy medium. I bet with that speed boost, it's easily the speed of a 50M, and power to weight, etc. So it can ram, it can shoot. There's some Hesh being shot. He may have shot Hesh on the first one. He'll probably correct me. All right, Rene, that has earned you 5,800 damage. Mastery class ace tanker, 3 kills, 1538 base, all kinds of shit. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Great games, you three. Please keep sending your OP awesome games for the replays, and please sub to the channel if you haven't.